Rob and I want to welcome Malcolm back, and he's being joined by Peng Chen. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for joining us.
Now, it really is a global...
Hold on a second. Let's get... Before we get to that, I wanted to give you a Creative of the Week mug as well that you can mix paint in, hold pencils in, do whatever. What do you work in the most? What's your passion?
Well, and I have a very different background, and I feel so honored that I can have a chance to be part of this. Really, and he bring me here. I would just feel like that really is good opportunity to show all the good artists from all the world, and really can use their talent and can use their skill to help the others.
Oh, no, that's wonderful.
That's great,
and experiences and
yes.
camaraderie and friends and sharing. It's how everything grows anyway, isn't it?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, we also want to give Malcolm a Creator of the Week, because if it wasn't for him, this whole thing wouldn't have been put
like
together.
a case of them by now.
But he can always use another one.
That's your second one, isn't it? Now you bring one. The wife can have one with you on Saturday morning.
So, Peng, how long have you been here? When did Malcolm bring you here?
Oh, that was just since the last year.
So a year?
Yes, since last summer, I think. Yeah.
And how were you? What did you do to find her and her amazing artwork?
Well, Peng has been. She has great art, Janet. She was she's one of the artists at Tampa International Airport exhibit, and actually she sold multiple pieces. There are 3 or 4 pieces, and then some giclées as well. But she sold several original pieces. Everyone loves her art. This is one of her pieces right behind here.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah. She's
it's so detailed and sensitive, it seems to me, you know?
It is.
Versus a brush stroke and not that discounting any other work, but there's certain things that you look at something, it's like detailed. Something is
That's
more
the beauty
of
of
an
art,
abstract
Rob.
feeling, you know? But I feel, you know, you get a different feeling from it, and it's nice.
That's the beauty of art. You know, every so often you sound like you know what the hell you're talking about, Rob. I like that. That's
Thank you very much,
Janet.
I'm actually
Every
an artist.
now and then.
I have my
great.
MFA and
Well, Peng, we asked the other.
I paint, I carve.
We asked the other artists on tonight earlier. What inspires you to do what you do? And when did you start doing this?
Actually, I have a pretty kind of like a different background than anybody else, because I was born during the Cultural Revolution in far north China. That was a communist control. I have I was born in prison camp. You know, my father was in prison for 30 years. And he's a professor, he's an artist there. So I was being abused in that camp and in school too, since I was a very little, few years old. So I was even thinking about suicide when I was little.
But you found art
and then you chose art?
Right, and then choosing art to try to encourage myself, make myself happy, to just try to survive.
Just to get through the day, I guess, in a sense, right?
That's right, and then I have a very, I was just thinking, my goal, I want to be a good artist and a teacher. I would never let my students and my children get abused like what I had before. And so, today...
So do you think that helped you become who you are today then? I mean, if you didn't have, and I hate to say this, but if you did not have that background, perhaps you wouldn't be as successful and your art is as beautiful as it is now?
I think have that kind of background, have enough life experience that really helps you to make art different. So that's why I joined art very happy.
And as individual as every brushstroke is on a canvas, so are
every detail and
lives that get people to those brushes to make those, you know, marks on canvas or whatever the way they express their creativity or their artistry, however it is, whether it's through photography, whether it's through bronze, you know, ivory, acrylic, and you know, there's something on here that I need to ask about.
Chinese.
Glaze or gleese? What's it? What it was? Do you have it painted on? Is it a rice paper?
On the rice paper. That's a long fiber rice paper, different kind of type.
Oh, but it's very thin.
Yeah, very thin. Yeah, we have to mount it after the finish because you have to painting. It's on the very thin paper, rice paper. After finish, you have to mount it.
Right. Is it a glaze or a?
It's kind of like made out the rice paper. It's kind of
what's the paint that you use? What's the paint that you use? I'm sorry.
I use squash. The Chinese kind of similar watercolor.
Okay.
Can colors better because I have color, color background. I have to use a thicker kind of paint to cover up.
No, we do have to.
Sorry.
Wow. We do have to take a break, but before we take a break, I
that.
want to get contact information. Where can people see your art and a website they can go to look at more of it?
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah, I have a
globalartsmovement.org. We have Ping on
that's
there
wonderful.
with a lot of her art. We're just so thrilled to have her part of the organization. She's a great success story, as you can see.
What do you think about tonight's event, Ping?
I think it really helps all the other artists, the great artists all over the world. And like him, he's the one and organize all those things and then really can encourage all the artists. He's great. Think about that. I can
Hold
get
on,
in
guys.
here.
How much money for that?
What was that worth? That was an incredible thing.
Malcolm, I told us in the last artist I won. Thank you for letting us be a part of this. This is one of the best experiences that I've had. So we really appreciate you letting Media Talk be here.
It's
and
one of
all
the most
these people.
educational experiences she's had around the artist.
Janet, can I have that in writing, please?